All right, I want to tell you about a 15-year-old girl that has been stuck in a Boston hospital after the medical facility took custody of her when her parents argued against her diagnosis. For 9 months, she has been sneaking messages to her parents in Connecticut through folded origami notes. Her father said, "This is kidnapping." The local news station investigated the case. The judge later issued a gag order and has the background leading up to the ongoing custody battle. She was diagnosed with, what is this, mitochondrial disease? How do you say that?
Mitochondrial.
Oh, do you know what that is? It's a muscle thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a muscle disorder of some kind.
She was diagnosed a few years ago, genetic disorder, and that diagnosis, she lives a normal life. Last February, she had the flu, and she was admitted into Boston Children's Hospital to see a specialist. Almost immediately, a different team of doctors delivered a different diagnosis, and they said, "We don't think that's what she has." And they said, "Okay, well, what does she have?" "Well, she has to stay here in the hospital because she has somatoform disorder," whatever that is. That is basically, and obviously I have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm getting this from the story. That is some form of mental disorder. And they're saying that she was suffering from a mental disease, not a muscle disease. Well, the family didn't buy into that. Within 4 days, the family was escorted out of the hospital by security, and they lost custody of their daughter because they said, "We don't agree with that diagnosis. We don't think that's what that is." And they said, "Well, you can't take her out of the hospital. She has to." Now, this is not some sort of disease that is life-threatening, that is going to be, spread and whatever. Do you remember the story in California where the family wanted to take their baby? Remember? What was the details on that one? There was something wrong, and the family said, "No, we don't agree with that, and we don't want our child treated." And it was not. It was like one of these things where it's not cancer. And remember, the police came in and bust down the door of the family's house and took the baby by force. This is the same kind of thing. The father says, I'm sorry, the psychologist who has worked with Justina for 5 years and knows the family says the family is actually being accused of being too active in pursuing health care matters for their child. The doctors at the Boston Children's Hospital cited Justina's regressive behavior and that both parents were resistant toward recommendation and treatment plans, and so that had them call Child Protective Services.
How dare they be resistant to anything they're told?
Anything they're told.
By
These are
authority.
These are medical authorities.
You
they
will
know.
comply.
So now the state has control for 9 months. How is this story not? How does not everybody know this story? So we started talking about this, and look, I mean, the problem is we have so detached from common sense in Washington, D.C., and in our governments that I don't believe that the people that defend and uphold the truth and common sense are the ones with the badges, are the ones with the with the authority. I don't think those are the people that defend common sense anymore. Now, let me ask you this. Does the state have the right to take your child and say, you're losing custody? If they're beating her, if they are abusing her, burning, we're going to burn that devil out with cigarettes. I think that we're pretty clear on that. But in this particular case where the daughter is sending notes, "Mom and Dad, help me," does the state have a right